All right, it is Monday. It's May 4th. We have got a jam-packed 30 minutes. So we are going to jump right into it. It is so good to see all of you guys on here. And we're at May 4th already. So before we jump into what's coming, always like to take a moment to pause and celebrate you guys for what's happening and what happened in the month of April. So a lot of this has been celebrated in Coaches Up for Change, but is worthy enough to recognize again. So let me get this started for us in the beginning. Here we go. All right. So for the month of April, some good things happening. Let me just get you guys back on my screen. All right. So, new clients, couple of us, some bang out results with new clients. Megan Geisler, who's a newer coach in my organization, owns a gym. She actually leads a Bible study on Mondays, so can't be here. She brought on three new clients last month. Debbie Pasco, Ellen, five new clients. Congrats to Julie Tracy, Stephanie Schaefer with her first client as a new coach. Kelly could not be on tonight, but Kelly knocked it out of the park with six, and also Frank and Shauna. So fabulous. You'll see our total of new clients at the end, but super excited. And then Optavia is just continuing to reward us with bonuses. So Megan earned an additional 3% commission on all of her orders for the month by having at least three new. Had to include this picture from Go Global of the beautiful Ellen and Kelly. They are both totally on board, so consistent, attending all the events, and of course, leading the pack there with the new clients and having 5% client support bonus, which is huge. Frank and Shauna, always killing it over there. 15,000 plus in group volume. So or FQV, that's their own client. So well done there. You guys are serving so many, leading the pack. And then Meg, Kelly, and myself, each in the 10K club, which is having 10,000 in FQV or higher. So well done. And then Meg and myself also supporting clients that are senior coach and above, being FIBC, fully integrated business coach, which the company also rewards with $1,000 bonus every 3 months that you're consistent with that. So another $4,000 a year for supporting clients, which is excellent, in addition to the override commissions, which is great. And then this is huge, the leadership ranks of executive director and regional director. To officially own that title within Optavia, you do have to qualify 3 consistent months in a row. And both Kelly and Ellen were able to accomplish that. Ellen as executive director and Kelly as regional. So, congratulations to you guys. And then this was super fun, and she's going to share with us tonight. Gina Manley, we are going to start recognizing 6K Club again. Gina Manley coming in. Gina is working full time, still committed to her business. And this month in April, ranked up to executive director. And because the company is rewarding for that, she earned a $1,000 bonus for it. So that is awesome. And then this is us as a team, 20 new clients, 39 reactivated. So we have almost twice as many people coming back as new in the door. So that is just, if you've been coaching for a while, I just really encourage you to be reaching out to your inactives because many of them recognize what it is that we have to offer. And it's our opportunity to help them as 3.0 coaches and help them go through our process as metabolic health coaches. So yeah, just keep doing what you're doing there because that is good stuff. And Gina, would love for you to come off mute and just share a little bit about what happened in your business last month.
Hi, Dee. Thanks. I think a lot of it was so many people reactivated that they had been prior clients, early clients. And as one said to me, I've done everything else since I did this. This is the only thing that works. And so that was been great. I didn't have anybody new. I had a couple of health assessments. I have some potential for some others, but I think it was just reaching back out to some of those people, letting them know that, I was still here. And a few of them put in pretty big orders because they were wanting to get ahead of the price change. Not that it's really that much. When you break it down, it's really nothing. It's probably back to where it was, Optavia a year or so ago reduced prices, probably back to where it was a couple of years ago. So, but that was really it. Just, keeping in the forefront for those people that I've worked with in the past.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And you can be eligible for that if it's a repeat in May, they give the maintenance bonus. So that might help
Right?
you on your Europe trip this summer.
That's right.
Fantastic. Well, the fueling price increase, I did post about it. You should have seen it in the newsletter. About 75 cents a box on regular fuelings, and shipping increased from 7.95 to 9.95. Relative in today's world, today's economy, that is nothing. It is effective tomorrow. And then early bird pricing for convention. I'm so excited about who is registered already. Early bird registration for convention ends this Sunday. You can still absolutely attend after that. It just costs you more. And I know many of us are watching our pennies. So it's $199 if you go ahead and register. And then everybody who's registered and attends is going to get a great, cool team gift as well. So that will be fun. So any questions around that? All right. Okay, so I am going to actually lean into an existing training that was done on this and share my screen. But what I want to share with you is a little backstory. Is that I have had the privilege of being a part of Dan Valentine's leadership team, and being a part of like his announcements and release of information, et cetera. And they have a huge growing organization and a lot of talent in that organization. And so within that organization, they developed an incredible tool. They're like apps called a Coach Hub and a Client Hub. Um, I talked to him about it. Ultimately, they want to make this that it can be company wide, and maybe that there's some functionality within it that you could change a few things if your organization was slightly different, in terms of maybe a link to a call or a link to a Facebook group. But after going to Go Global and talking to other organizations that had decided, you know what, let's just go ahead and adopt it. It is so good. It would be foolish not to, that I just didn't want to hold back on something that might take months and months and months to come down the pike for something that's universal. So I'm going to let Dan Valentine and his team do the talking for about the next 15 minutes. A lot will be up on the screens. I will post the links as well. So give me 1 second as I pull that up. Give me 1 second. Just talk amongst yourselves. I should have had it over on the screen. Bear with me. Okay. Oops. Okay, almost there. Uh-oh. Hold on. Uh-oh.
Link
Oh,
and send it. Like if you're launching the 235 million people just in this country that need what we have because we are going to move the needle in health. 3 million people, 4 million people that we've reached, that's not enough when there's 235 million people that need what we have. So we have been working feverishly behind the scenes, trying to create some of these tools and create some of these systems that literally could scale to 1 million coaches when we launch in July. All right, I'm going to bring on Andrew and Anna McGuire. Andrew, Anna, and it's like, thank you for telling everybody not to
Literally, thank you.
message you. Hey, you guys, for real, thank you. You put so much into this, and you're so open to feedback and not attached to anything. You guys are like the real deal. So I wanted to honor you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
So these guys know literally the insides of all these tools. So we asked them to come on and kind of help us walk through it. And here's what's cool. We're going to start with the first tool, which is a Coach Hub. And I'll pop it up on my screen. Is that all right? Or do you want to? You want me to? Okay.
You got it.
It's the Coach Hub. And everything you're going to look at tonight flows out of that hub. So you don't have to remember a bunch of links and a bunch of different things. There are times when you might grab a sub link and send it. Like if you're launching a new coach, you might send the coach launch, but you can get to everything from this one link. The other thing I want to throw out is this, is you're like, well, what about the Padlet? Okay, the Padlet, many of you use that or maybe boards. That's going to more and more move to kind of announcing things that are changing, the weekly schedule, weekly recordings, things that are kind of more dynamic. The tools, which are basically website links, are going to be the kind of the permanent, I should say permanent. We're always iterating. You may log in tomorrow and it's a little bit different, but that's more the system. Okay, does that make sense? So if you're wondering, what do I go to the Padlet for? What do I go to here for? So just think kind of what's going on this week, what's a new incentive, what's a new trip coming up. All that's going to flow through the Padlet. Okay. The other thing I want to say is this: none of this is perfect. There'll be things that glitch. There'll be things that aren't perfect. So I'm going to pop up the Coach Hub. Andrew, Anna, let's start walking through it.
Yes. So we have been piloting this with our team for the last, I don't know, couple of months. And like Dan said, is the Coach Hub, I want you to think of it kind of like the library, that it's the place you go where it is going to be that content that never changes, the sources that you need. And what's really cool about this website is don't ask me how to do this on an Android, Google it, but on an iPhone, you can save this that it looks like an app on your phone. So I'm actually going to show you my homepage of my phone. Right there, it says Coach Hub. I saved this like an app. So this is going to be easy access. And Dan, you can pop it up.
Okay.
Easy access for you to have for all things coaching. You can see from the get-go, it says.
And Anna, let me say this real quick.
Yeah.
I sized it closer to like a phone or a Padlet because that's where most of you are going to be accessing it, to be honest. So I want you to see it from that point of view. Okay.
Perfect. So this is what it's going to look like mostly on your phone. You can see if it says if you're a new coach, start here, but we'll get to that in a minute. As you're seeing is that at the top is you're building your business, like strong things that you're going to need to use on a daily basis. The first thing is going to be how to acquire a client, what to do when someone's interested, starting a new client, and then even starting a new coach. If you go into how to acquire a client, this is one of my favorite things that's hyperlinked. It takes you into the 6 steps of the blueprint. Now, I'm going to encourage you with this. Don't start asking a ton of questions in the chat because you're going to have to play around with this. We're going to do our best over the next little while to give you a 30,000 foot view. But this really is designed, like Dan is not messing around when he says it is designed to multiply us to 1 million. So you're going to play around with this some. Now, the next thing that you're going to find, so in here, there's all these resources that are hyperlinked on like how to identify people, how to approach. It's amazing. This is really going to be your best friend. The next thing is someone is interested. So maybe you're like, oh my gosh, somebody's interested. What do I do with them? You click into that. And this is where we multiply quickly, is that you can give this to a brand new coach and they're going to know exactly what to do. This is a step-by-step process of how to start a conversation. And here's the wild thing. If you click tap to copy right there underneath these messages, it is copied to your clipboard that you can go paste it immediately. You're going to see this all throughout the Coach Hub, all throughout the different hubs that we've created, is there's going to be a tap to copy button that it's going to give you an exact message that you can paste, or guys, you can always add your own flair to it.
Yeah, I just pasted those in the chat. So I copied and pasted them in the
Pasted
chat.
it right there in the chat. It will talk to you step by step of how to lead the person going from being somebody that you identified to approach to present all the way to them becoming a client. So this is going to be a part of this Coach Hub is helping coaches, you know what to do. If you're feeling stuck and you're like, oh, what's the next step? You can go into this hub and find that. If you go back to the main dash of the Coach Hub, you'll see starting a new client. Now, if you click starting a new client, again, tap to copy. When somebody tells you that you're ready, you're just sending them a message real quick that's saying, I'm going to send you a link to a cart in a minute. Can you just let me know, do you have any food allergies or health conditions I should be aware of? See, Dan just pasted it in the caption. Next is that once they tell you,
Okay, so you may have seen people posting links.
once they
Look at
tell
that.
you, yeah, look at that. Once they tell you that you're that they don't have any allergies or whatever, it is a step-by-step guide on how to create their cart and how to copy and paste a message of how to help them check out. So then from there, once they check out, there's a confirmation message of congrats, you're in. You're going to get an invitation to our client community page. And again, if yours are different, no need to freak out, just edit it differently. Going down a little bit more, you'll see that we've got info on how to use a client hub. So a little spoiler alert, we also have a client hub, just like we have a coach hub for our clients. And if you go down just a little bit more, how to support your clients well, knowing their whys, getting them connected to the community, simple steps, even gives you prompts and things to use for their daily check-in questions that first week, how to connect with those clients. All right,
Okay,
back.
so Anna, let me
Yeah.
jump in here real quick
Yeah.
because I want to spend a couple minutes on the client hub because that's another huge thing, and it's just kind of like one little link right here. Like there's so much behind all this stuff. And I know some of you still send daily text messages. I send one scripted text message right now to all my clients. I've been doing this for 2 months, and I have not enjoyed coaching my clients this much since I started 11 years ago. You see this link right here? This is what I send. It gives them the client hub. You see the link there? It even tells them how to add it as a home screen. Now, all my texts, I'm not saying I don't text them or call them, but now I'm not scripting stuff. I'm not delivering information. The client hub delivers the information. So I say, hey, make sure you get on our, we do a group kickoff call on Sundays. I say, hey, make sure, you're starting on Monday, make sure you jump on this call on Sunday. The information's in your hub. It's in your client hub. Or somebody's like, hey, I'm looking for the Optavia guide or this or that. Oh, that's in your client hub. A nursing mom's plan. I mean, whatever it is, everything that a client will need, even if they need to order a body composition scale, a Renpho scale, the link is in the client hub. So Anna, can you guys do this? Can you walk us through in like 60 seconds? We talked about it earlier today, what your process for starting a new client is. And then I'll bring up the client hub so we can look at that a little bit closer for just a second. Does that work?
So my process is that once somebody orders their client kit, I'm putting the client hub in their hands. And I am at that point giving them responsibility to start working through said client hub, watching their kickoff video, looking at the resources, and then I'm bouncing the ball to them every couple of days. Hey, have you had the chance to order your scale? Have you had the chance to watch your video, write down your whys? You're going to see all this. But my job isn't to deliver information at that point. My job is to be a helping person. My job is to be a coach, an ally. So this is where I also would agree with Dan. I feel that my coaching has been so much more fun because I'm truly partnering with people. I'm not the deliverer of information. The information is all in one central space.
Yep.
But then I make sure no matter what, my client gets on the Journey Kickoff Zoom, and then that we do on Sunday nights. And then every day, I send them a quick text message. Hey, Tracy, how are you doing? Day 2, hey, if you got a headache today, no worries. Drink some extra electrolytes. Can always take a nap, but it's going to pass. Day 4 is coming. Every day, instead of sending them a scripted video text, I am sending them a message that is personalized for me. And then I'm pointing them back to the Client Hub and saying, go to those daily videos and watch the day 1 video, watch the day 2 video. I'm keeping it really simple. And then in the middle of the week, if I feel that the client is struggling or needing some extra support, I'll hop on a phone call with them around day 3 or 4. But then no matter what, starting on day 8, I do their once weekly check-in call that's about 10 minutes long. So that is my process. I keep it simple. I really give them responsibility. Yes, I'm there to support them, guide them, but ultimately they can understand information. I'm really there to be that ally and guide in their journey.
And that's it. Literally connecting them to the hub. And I want to reiterate this. We turned into information deliverers.
Yes.
Yeah.
If there's information that's available somewhere else, and we're spending our time gathering that information and passing it along to the clients, we're pretty much Google. And in
Yep.
2026, that doesn't work because any information is a commodity. It's available anywhere. So we want to point them to the correct information, empower them to know where to go to get it. And then we get to be human. My
Yes.
coaching is so different because I'm not sending this long text with, oh, here's a link to your video. And how many of you guys have had clients that you think they're reading all those texts? They're not. They don't know. They got to scroll up to find something. Oh, where's that? Oh, I sent you that guide. Oh, where is it? Boom. It's all right here in the hub. It's that simple.
And
Now,
Dan, I want to show
yeah,
you
go
this too, that those little bubbles right there are boxes that the clients can check. So watch element 1 of knowing your why, write down your whys, take your before pictures, download the Optavia app. We have this all linked here, friends. The food scale, get your food scale, buy your body composition scale, which we have the Renpho scale linked on Amazon. Get your measuring tape. This is them pacing themselves to be ready, friends. This is so simple. At the bottom, there's all the conversion guides. And this is really tailored to our flagship reset, which is 5 and 1. So if you're like, what do I do if somebody's on 4 and 2? You're going to give them a different guide and you're going to give them a 4 and 2 kickoff video. If you don't know where to find those, you can talk to your coach. There's really easy places to get this, but this is where we're running with this 5 and 1, the reset. The reset. And so this is all built around the reset. So yeah.
all right, let's this is like Christmas morning for those of you who have not seen this yet.
I know, I'm trying to imagine seeing this all for the first time.
So just remember, this is what's important. This is all going to overwhelm you. You actually don't need to remember any of this. When you went to Netflix for the first time, was there a big training video and a menu and you had to take notes? No, you know what? You navigate your way around and you discover different things. That's how this works. Everything we've designed, you'll see this when we get to the metabolic scan, is we've been keeping in mind, how can we put this in people's hands without needing to send them any instructions? Okay, how cool is that? So for you as coaches, no learned helplessness. You start at the Coach Hub and just have some fun looking around. Oh, this goes here, and then this goes here, and you'll get used to it, and then you'll be able to guide your clients and coaches. But I want to show you a little Christmas morning exciting tool if you have not heard of it yet. It's right down here, and it's called the Metabolic Health Navigator. So Anna, you want to talk about what this is?
Yeah, so well, I got to give props because Dan actually did all the legwork on this himself, so I know he wouldn't say it, but you can thank him for this one. So the Metabolic Health Navigator, basically what it is this has everything related to a client. Here's the simplest way to explain it. A client can ask this any question, and it's going to give them the answer that they need. But here, we'll give it an example. So it's going to pop up, and you're going to be able to ask it, like, let's say a client says, I don't know, what's a good question? Can I have, I had a client ask, can I have ham? So they had a glazed ham. So let's ask that, can I have ham on my reset? And you're going to see that it's going to spit out. Or maybe they ask, I don't know, about collagen, right? That's a common question. Can I have collagen? Anyways, it's going to pull all the information that has been uploaded into this database, and it's going to populate here in just a second and answer. But one thing that I love that it's going to do is it's going to give them accurate information, but at the end, it's going to point them back to you as their coach to say,
I don't know
hey,
why.
make sure you talk with your coach. Make sure you're following your coach's instructions.
Like today, one thing I had a client ask me about a particular syrup or dressing, and I didn't even know. And I said, why don't you take the picture of the nutrition label and upload it to the Navigator? And the Navigator gave her the answer that the syrup was indeed safe for one of her condiments. It's
I
crazy.
think me going live might be messing this up a little. There we go. There we go. Look, can I have ham? Here's what's programmed into this. 1, never let a client quit. 2, always reconnect a client to the coach. 3, softly layer and plant seeds for coaching. 4, softly layer and plant seeds for referrals. 5, it's programmed to, already said that, never let a client quit. It's got all of our guides loaded into it. This is like a ChatGPT for our programs. Like somebody give me a harder question that we can put in the chat real quick. I just got to show you this. Look, this is the whole answer to can I have ham? Yes, it can fit if you choose the right kind, lean protein, no honey glaze. I mean, look at this. This is everything. You can actually send a picture of your lean and green and it will tell you if it's compliant just from a picture.
I had somebody ask me, can I have this? It was like a, I can't remember, but I said, give me the nutrition label. And I sent them this and I said, upload the nutrition label to this and ask it if you can have it. And it told them, no, you can't. This will kick you out of fat burn. And so they can upload pictures of the nutrition label, pictures of their lean and green.
I love this. Kathy Goff said, I've been invited to eat at Panera. What can I eat?
Look at this. Can I have some alcohol? Somebody put in the chat.
Okay. I will include this recording with the replay of this so you can look. So, what do we think so far? Thumbs up, right? Okay. Couple shifts for us as an organization as a result of this, and many others are doing it and from other organizations, and I think it would be a positive step. So in the Client Hub, so you're going to have links to both of these, and I'll get them out there for you tonight. In the links for the Client Hub and also the Coach Hub, it is going to take them to Dan Valentine's organization for clients, their client page. It's called Transforming Together. I am going to tell you, it is a lot more lively and interactive than ours is. Like with the slowdown, we are slowed down. And I don't know about you, I would much rather put a new client in an active, engaging, thriving client page. So the process is going to be from here, your new clients or your active current clients, you can move and invite them over there. It is impossible for us to bring everybody over, but if you have somebody new and re-engaging, that sort of thing, you can say, hey, we have a different Facebook group now. So you're going to want to join yourself so that you can then go and invite. It is also going to link to their client support call, their community call at 8 p.m. It's different than the webinar style, like Let's Talk. It is more like how we used to do our own. It's this with coaches sharing, clients sharing. It is truly community. And then there's often an invitation if somebody wants to stay on for their coach call at 8:30 that they can. I I actually am interested in using theirs because I'm not getting a lot of traction with my current clients with Let's Talk. So just know that is going to be a shift that is going to refer there. And then for yourself, if you have a new coach, you will want to tell them about our team time. It's not going to be in there in addition to the other calls that are available. But they do a client kickoff call on Sunday nights. You know, like how nice will it be to be able to plug our clients into a Sunday night kickoff call? They just have other things available. So, so you guys good with that? Okay, excellent. So we're gonna, well, what's that called when you like ride the tailwinds, like you get behind a truck, you know, when what is that called? Somebody pop it in the chat or come off mute. Like, what is it? Drafting? We are going to draft with the big dogs right now, and keeping our community together, our coach community, but also expanding into the bigger. So I'm glad you guys are thrilled about this. It is 8 o'clock, so they actually have a special guest again on their community call. If you want to hop over to it, or we have Let's Talk at 8 p.m. So, all right. Thank you. Lots to absorb, but like Dan said, just get in, play with it, reach to me with questions, and I'll do my best. All right? All right. Thanks, you guys. Bye.